a lot of the women I know, a lot of the clients I support feel like the bottleneck of their own business or their own life. And yes, you can be successful on the outside, but then on the inside, you feel the guilt, you feel the struggle, you feel the pull, almost a tug of war in between, again, success and the contentment that you want to reach in your life.
This episode is brought to you by True Tone Media. If talking about your business on camera feels awkward, unnatural, or cringe, that's exactly why I created True Tone Media. I help business owners create natural, trust-building video content through relaxed conversations, not forced performances. If you want to find out more, head to the link in the show notes and check my availability for a chat. Okay, back to the show. Welcome to the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast, the show where we shine a light on the incredible businesses, community leaders, and local legends shaping our town. I'm your host, James O'Donnell, and today we are joined by Ilaria Pareto. Ilaria, great to have you on the show.
Hi, James. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem, not a problem. Ilaria, for those of us who don't know you yet, what do you do here in Bishop Stortford?
So I'm a coach. I'm a high-performance coach. I come from Italy, but I've been living here for about 20 years now. So I'm a local now.
You call it Stortford?
Yes, Stortford.
Yeah, Stortford.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
So in my work as a coach, I help specifically business women to really build businesses that are sustainable and that don't suck the life out of them, in terms of they don't get burnout and they don't get to feel like they're second guessing every single move. So I'm really, in a nutshell, I think I like to say that I help women build sustainable business around their life and not vice versa.
I understand. What was the spark to get you into being a coach, a business coach, specifically for women running the business?
Yeah, I think if I think about the coaching itself, I'm one of those people that probably has been a coach even before she knew what coaching was. I've always been the person, the friend, the colleague, the sister that you will go to ask for advice. And I was really good at changing perspective when, getting people to change perspective or to see things, opportunities in different way, and to really get the best out of them. So really quickly, I developed this. And when I was in my corporate roles in operations, I've done, all the leadership that I could do. It was very natural for me to move into learning and development. And once the pandemic hit and I lost this job that I really loved, then for me, it was like there was this voice inside of myself saying, this is it, this is your way. And coaching became the way then, to support others to grow. And to me, choosing women in business has been very natural because I felt that passion. I felt how many women out there are really struggling to go after their ambition, to really go after the business that they want to create. But at the same time, they face the challenge of running a household, having a family, feel the guilt of, I want to be successful and go after, my dreams, but I also want to be present with my loved ones. I've been like them, I am like them, and hence the passion of really tailoring all I do around this women that is high capacity, that is ambitious, but wants to be present as well with a family.
Are primarily the people you help people that are already running businesses, or people that are in corporate jobs that want to start a business?
In my years, I've helped different women, and definitely the corporate women has been there as well. But in the last few years, I've really focused on women in business that are already successful, that are already running a business. They have income, they have clients, but what they don't have is the peace of mind of feeling like they can grow. And they almost capped their capacity, they capped their earnings, and I see this as an opportunity rather than an obstacle. A lot of the women I know, a lot of the clients I support feel like the bottleneck of their own business or their own life. And yes, you can be successful on the outside, but then on the inside, you feel the guilt, you feel the struggle, you feel the pull, almost a tug of war in between, again, success and the contentment that you want to reach in your life. So hopefully, this is the stage where you are at a pivotal point where, yes, you can decide to grow and go after your dreams, but do it in a sustainable way, your own way, and not like all the gurus out there are telling you to do, following, a 7-step blueprint. I'm not about that at all.
There is an awful lot of noise out there, and I experience that myself when you see so many people out there, giving advice to small business owners about how they should be operating, and it is quite, I don't know, like discombobulating. Really, you don't know which way to turn, and sometimes you just pick the advice, the last piece of advice you got, rather than following a system. So it is difficult. How do you help business owners kind of turn off that noise and focus on what you think is going to support them?
I think that's where coaching becomes really important as something that you use in your own business. Because I'm not the one that gives advice. I'm not giving solutions. I help them to get to the point on their own. I give them the resource, the frame of mind, the support that they need in order to get there. And that's way more powerful than me telling you what to do. Because you can listen or not to any advice out there. As you said, there is a lot of noise. But what we need to learn to do is to actually switch off the noise, or turn it down really, and listen to ourselves a little bit more. So my coaching helps those women to really listen to their own best business advice, their instinct, their own ability to look at the same problem, the same issues from different perspective. And that's very powerful because it's not a done for you work. It's you doing the work with yourself. And that's a work that changes you for life, because once you become resourceful, I like to say that once you switch on a light on how you operate and you really optimize that, then you cannot turn back, you cannot go back. So this is then something that you apply in everything in your life and business.
And typically when people start working with you, is this a kind of a short-term reset that you have with people, or is it something that you're just kind of like a constant mentor to be with them, to coach them through, how they're working on their business over the course of years?
I have both scenarios, actually. I have clients that have been clients for years now, and I'm like, that person that they turn to every time there is a big decision or there is something that is changing in the business. And so I'm like part of their team in a way, and I'm in the corner to give them again support that they need. So there are regular clients that are coming back time and time again. But then there are also clients that just, need a boost, and it could be on a quarterly basis, or it could be a one-off. And I love both sides of this, because sometimes all you need is, again, a change of perspective, is a boost of energy, of having somebody that really understands you, really understand the struggle, and really understand what it means to be there in your place as well. Because I'm a business owner myself. All these issues and everything that, all the growing pain that you have in business as well, they're really close to my heart, because I live them every day too. And so there is a lot of empathy in that. And sometimes you just need that, and then off you go. You have what you need in order to set yourself for the journey. Sometimes you need a little bit of a deeper work, because especially for the women I work with, there is a lot of superficial things that of course, quick fixes, I would say quick wins, that we need to focus on in order to get them to feel better in their business and to get the success that they want, the results that they want. But also there is a lot of conditioning and beliefs and behaviors that are limiting us. And once we go to the bottom of that, that's when you resolve and you become this best version of yourself that you could be, and you get to the results you want in a much easier way, without the struggle, the constant overthinking, or taking too much on, gripping very hard. So both ways, are very powerful. But of course, in order to get to it's a journey, I would say. Coaching is a journey. So the deeper you go, the more resilient and the more resourceful you become.
Understand. Is there a particular kind of business that you find you're supporting more than others, or is it a wide spectrum?
It's really a wide spectrum, actually. I had people that are service-based. Well, I would say predominantly would be service-based, but from different industries as well. And it's not just local, international as well, because I work, yes, with women, but also with organizations that are developing their own teams as well. And so I go from car rental, from people that are research analysts or managing director of small organizations, payroll bureau, and people that are designers. So yeah, I think for me that variety is great, and also the fact that it's international, because then I have such a big view on what's happening in the markets across Europe, and then I can bring even more to my clients locally.
Yeah, I think if you're dealing with those kind of disparate kind of businesses and organizations, that some business over here might be doing something in a way that actually can help other people over here, and often people don't talk between those kind of different industries, so you can kind of sit across that, which is interesting. Is there something peculiar around Bishop Stortford as a community? Because I encounter so many small businesses, but in particularly so many small businesses run by women, and it's it's fantastic. Do you think there's something about the community that drives that, or helps that be created?
I think, yes. At the beginning, when I launched my business, and we're talking about the pandemic time, I felt very lonely, and there was not so much happening because everything was closed around us. But the more I started to go into networking events and using co-working spaces, the more I see how vibrant the town is actually, and so many opportunities have been coming up in the latest years. And definitely, I think the fact that every single networking group I've been part of, or everyone in my networking, my community locally, is really helpful. They really want to see you succeed. And I've always met people that have been encouraging me in the journey, rather than saying, oh, you know what, don't become a business owner, or don't do these things. And so I think, yes, there is a lot of communal spirit that I haven't seen in different towns I've been living before.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a peculiar thing to Bishop Stortford, and it's been really refreshing on the podcast to meet so many people that are doing that kind of thing. If people are listening into this and they're interested in what you're talking about, Ilaria, and they feel like they could use you and talk to you and develop a relationship with you, who is this for? Who is your kind of ideal client that you feel like you can get the best results for?
I think, again, if is a woman now, probably around 40s, that has been already, launching a business, have been a few years under the belt of having success. She has clients, she has revenue coming in, but now is at a point where everything is capped, growth, income, and she wants to see different opportunities, but she feels like she doesn't have the time. That's something that they come to me a lot. I don't have the time to actually grow the business or develop the business in a different level. And so my expertise and my skill set will allow her to really understand where is this bottleneck exactly, and how to turn that into an opportunity. So anyone that is listening and will be interested in this, I think the needs to also be open to growth and to work on from the inside out, I like to say, because again, I'm not the coach that will give you just quick fixes or things to do in terms of, framework or blueprint, but we'll do the inner work together. So we get to the bottom of why you're stopping that growth in a way, and resolve that, so that you can feel more resourceful, and that building the business that fits your life is actually possible.
Excellent. And where can people reach out to start that conversation with you, Ilaria?
Oh, definitely. My website is live, is updated, so there is a lot of information about the work I do there. But also, I'm very present on Instagram, on LinkedIn. So even just reaching out through a message would be great.
Fantastic, excellent. And what we'll do is we'll put in the show notes your website and also your social media link. So if anybody wants to reach out and follow along, they can do that, Ilaria. It's been wonderful having you on the show. Are you ready for some Stortford Spotlight questions now?
Yes.
Excellent. These are 3 short questions that we ask every guest that comes on the show, just to shine a light on Bishop Stortford and the wider community. First question. If you could put one sentence on a billboard in Jackson Square, what would it say and who needs to hear it the most?
Oh, that's a lovely one. I think one of the things that I go back to is the question, what would I do if I wasn't my best? And I think everyone should ask themselves that question, especially when facing a challenge or a problem, because a lot of the times we cannot get to the solution with the same mindset that has created the problem. So changing perspective and thinking about, if I wasn't my best, what would I do? Or I like to say, what this version 2.0 of myself would do, then, you feel more resourceful and more objective into getting to the bottom of the problem.
Fantastic. Yeah, that would be a great billboard to have up and, get everyone to stop for a second, have a think. Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Ilaria.
That's it.
Question 2. Where do you go in Stortford that you secretly hope never gets too popular?
I've been thinking about this. I think they're already very popular, but is Unique Hairdressing. They are a family-based hair salon in Bishop Stortford, and the owners, Mike and Anna, they're wonderful, wonderful. They really get you, the best treatments, the best support. It's like you can feel the family business in there, the love and the care that they have for the clients. They also do one of the best coffee in town, I have to say. So if you haven't tried, go. But I love the fact that they, again, care about your own persona. It's not just about your hair. And I had a issue with my hair because of an autoimmune condition. And I went to them, and their treatments, they've been really helping a lot. And also they care about their community, and they're very active in charity. They helped the Little Princess Trust as well recently with events, donating hair, but also raising money for them. So I love how central to the community they are, and the feeling while you go into the salon. Really, really lovely.
Fantastic. What a great recommendation. We'll try and get them on the podcast at some point to talk about the work that they're doing there. It sounds fantastic. It really does. Question 3. Yes. Who's doing something special in town that more people need to know about?
I think this one has been very popular, but I cannot not mention Karen and the residents co-work. Because for me, it's been such a big change in my business. Again, when I started, I felt very lonely. Isolation when you run a business that is mainly online and is, working on your own, it's real. And once I discovered the residents co-working, that completely changed my perspective about being a business owner that works alone. And I love the community feeling. I love the fact that you don't just rent a desk, but you have all these people, this vibrant energy around you that really fills you in. And in terms of workshop, because I run lots of workshops regularly in town, I use them all the time. They're my go-to location. And all of my clients have been commenting really highly about the ambience, but also the support, the fact that there is always great cake and coffee. And I have to say they've been really, really helping a lot in terms of also advertising events and really getting me as part of the community. So big shout out, Karen.
Fantastic. There have been a few people that have been, very positive about the residents, and, Karen reached out to me before I'd even launched the podcast about supporting the work that we're doing here. But it's one of those things in Bishop Stortford that we're very lucky to have that space there, and it does feel as though the community that's being built from that is something very special that we should all be celebrating. So a lovely shout out for that, Ilaria. Well, fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Again, where's the best place for people to find you online? What's your URL?
So Glistening Coaching, and the website is glisteningcoaching.co.uk.
Excellent. We will link to that and your socials all over the podcast, so people can reach out and talk to you. Ilaria, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Thank you, James. Thanks for having me.
If you've enjoyed this episode, the best way to support the show is to hit follow, leave a quick review on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or Amazon Music, we're on now, and share it on your socials or with someone in town who you think should hear it. And if you've got a local legend, someone like Ilaria, someone like Karen, that we should be shining a light on the podcast, drop their name in the show notes and I can reach out to them and invite them on the show. Ilaria, thanks ever so much again for joining us today on the podcast.
Thank you.